Hello friends, we have been learning related with very interesting unit, that is biofertilizer industries. Friends, in the previous lectures, in the last lecture, we have got idea about Azolla biofertilizer. Now today we are going to get idea about very interesting microbes that we can use as a biofertilizer, but phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer. Friends, we know that actually phosphate solubilizing biofertilizers are the active strains of, means consist of a active strains of some bacteria such as Pseudomonas bacillus, and fungi belongs to genera Penicillium, Aspergillus, Fusarium, Cladosporium, and Actinomycetes is such as Streptomyces species. My friends, again in this presentation, I have not made the bold letters or italic letters of a genus and species of this microbe. So that mistake is there, that you will have to get it correct. Because at least we will have to underline that word. Whenever genus and species names are there, that will be underlined, or that should be in the italics one or a bold one. So that you will have to keep in mind. So we have been learning that is phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer, in the sense that the biofertilizer is there which is used to increase the fertility of a soil, but how the by addition of a or making available the phosphorus to the growing plant. You might be knowing, my friends, if you will see the growth of a chili. So in the basin of chili plant, in the basin of a chili plant, most of times ash is added. Nowadays also that practice is going on, or that practice is conducted by the farmers. They are purchasing ash, and that ash is to be added at the base of chili plants. So phosphorus directly is made available to the plant through that. So that will be the ash of a burned woods or burned cow dung, isn't it? Or buffalo dung. So we'll have to keep in mind phosphorus having a lot of importance in the life of the plant itself, for their proper growth, for their reproductive, we have to say that the growth or vegetative growth. Everywhere we have the development of the root system. So everywhere phosphorus having a lot of importance. Now, what actually things are there? In case of the biofertilizer, which type of organisms are there in that phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer is there? So bacteria like Pseudomonas bacillus may be there, fungi belongs to genera Penicillium or Aspergillus or Fusarium, Cladosporium, and Actinomycetes group such as Streptomyces species. So these microbes having a specific characteristic, salient feature of these microbes is there because these microbes secretes a organic acid. It may be the formic acid, propionic acid, fumaric acid, or succinic acid. Friends, you have to keep in mind, these bacteria are responsible to how actually means which type of mechanism is there with these organisms, isn't it? With these bacteria or fungi, isn't it? So which type of mechanism is there, how they are making available phosphorus to the growing plant, isn't it? So that is that they are secreting a formic acid, propionic acid, glycolic acid, fumaric acid, succinic acid, and that acid is responsible to lower the pH of the soil, and insoluble phosphate in the soil are converted into soluble forms or absorbable forms and like that, that is made available to the crop or to the growing plant. Keep in mind this mechanism, you have to keep in mind. Why these microorganisms? Only specific microbe, only specific bacteria, only specific fungi, isn't it? Because they are having a capacity, ability to secrete this acids, and that acid lowers the pH of the soil, and insoluble phosphorus converted into soluble form, or I have to say that, or we have to keep in mind, in the absorbable form, isn't it? And like that one, insoluble phosphate is converted into soluble forms, and that is made available to the plant, and that is utilized by the plant for their many physiological or the mechanisms, or we have to metabolisms taking place into the cell. These biofertilizers are useful to the crops such as maize, wheat, rice, gram, soybean, cowpea and potato, isn't it? For which plant, which type of plant? When we want to grow, when we want to make them to give a more and more yield, at that time we'll have to look after this phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer. We'll have to add that one, phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer. And that biofertilizer we have to add to the maize, wheat, rice, gram, soybean, cowpea and potato. Now, phosphorus is another, we have to say, very important crop nutrient in addition to the nitrogen, because it is a constituent of many vital enzymes. As in the last lecture we have seen, although there is a C of a nitrogen is there, 78% nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, but that is not used by the many more plants. Only specific organisms having capacity to utilize or that convert into a usable form or making available to the other plants through that mechanism, through the mechanisms developed there with some algae or some bacteria, isn't it? That we have seen. We know that nitrogen is very much important to the plant, in the sense we have seen nitrogen is useful in case of synthesis of a nucleus, in the sense nucleic acids, all enzymes, all proteins, plasma membrane formation, everywhere lipoproteins, protein is required. So everywhere nitrogen, like that one, phosphorus is having a lot of importance. That is having importance equal to the requirement of a nitrogen to the plant. Means it is a vital constituent of enzymes involved in various, I have to say that, type of plant. Now there are two types of the phosphate solubilizing biofertilizers as the given below, that is bacterial and fungal. There are two types of the phosphate solubilizing biofertilizers which are given below, that is bacteria and fungal. Now bacterial phosphate solubilizing organisms, which are those, that we have to study very well, because in the examinations, or we have to say that not for the exam, be exam oriented, don't learn all these things, only for the examinations. We'll have to always, my friends, try to keep in your mind actually the title of our this paper is clear cut, that is the applications of botany. And again, title of the unit is biofertilizer industry. So you'll have to learn this technique, tools, develop or get inspired from this type of a syllabus, and you will have to be the businessman in case of production of such type of a biofertilizers. We set up the biofertilizer producing industry, isn't it? For that one, this syllabus has been kept here. So you'll have to remember all these things very well, first of all, in your mind, my friends. So from bottom of heart, I'm telling to you, the syllabus is framed by our college. It's not only only to get passed through the examinations, just to get the only degrees. But you will have to come forward by going through this syllabus, by learning this syllabus, by trying to understanding concept of this each and every point, and you will have to be the entrepreneur in your life, businessman in your life, isn't it? So you should know actually which are the bacterial organisms can be used as a bacterial phosphate solubilizing organism. The Bacillus megaterium is there, Pseudomonas striata is there, Pseudomonas Rathonis is there. Pseudomonas rathonis, Pseudomonas trichyra, Bacillus megatherium. These bacteria can be used as sorry, as we have seen. There are the two types of the phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer. One is a bacterial one, another one is a fungal one. So, by in case of the bacterial one, why that is named as a bacterial one biofertilizer, phosphate soluble biofertilizer? Because we are using bacteria there to make available the phosphorus to the plant, to the crop. And here are the fungi like the Aspergillus avamori, Penicillium digitatum, Trichoderma curularia. So, such a type of a microbes can be used. Some mixed inoculum have been found to have a more effective, in the sense fungal and bacterial mixed inoculum have been found to be there, have more effective use of phosphate solubilizing biofertilizers. 10 to 50% increase in the crop yield is possible only with the help of this one. My friends, you'll have to keep in mind why we have been learning this syllabus, as I have made clear cut to you, crystal clear to you, that you have to come forward, you'll have to think over, you'll have to make a daring, to set up the industries in your future. So for that one, we have to first of all understand what the things are there, which concept is there, why we have to use this type of organisms, where these organisms are growing, what is the habitat. Suppose we want to cultivate in a mass level, which type of methodology we have to use. So like these things you have to learn, my friends, with this. Thank you very much.